Hey guys, Alexander here from alexander.com. So we're gonna hit a very big astrological transit, happens once a year when Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system, moves into a new sign. Now, what's really interesting this year is that Jupiter is having its homecoming into the sign that it rules. It rules the sign of Sagittarius. So it's very comfortable in Sagittarius, and aside from everybody feeling it, because Jupiter is so big, it has a lot of gravity. What's going to happen is that it's going into a place that it feels like it can really grow. Jupiter is all about growth and expansion, and in Sagittarius, which is about perception and wisdom and knowledge, so it's going in there to expand. But also we could say that it's kind of refreshing itself. If you think of a homecoming, it's been traveling around the zodiac, so now it's coming home to kind of like recharge, refresh, and then get ready to go off again. Now, it was in Scorpio, and for Jupiter, right, going through the sign, Scorpio is the last journey that it makes before it makes its homecoming into Sagittarius, because Scorpio comes before Sagittarius. Either way, the point is that when Jupiter entered Scorpio last year, we all felt it. All of the sex scandals came out, everything was hitting the media, and that's what's really so interesting to me about Jupiter, is that yes, it brings growth, and yes, it brings blessings, and yes, it brings expansion, but at a big price. If we're not ready to grow, if we're not ready to expand, then it's going to push things forward. It's going to bring things to light. So in a way, it kind of can have a similar effect to Saturn, because it's saying we need to bring it up and we need to show what's in the way to growing. So Jupiter in Sagittarius is just going to make that even stronger, because it rules Sagittarius, right? So it's really going to be a period of adjusting ourselves to the new. So for the past 12, 13 years, Jupiter has been going through all of the signs, and now we have to adjust to the new, to the higher vibration. Jupiter rules the heart chakra. The heart chakra should be open, not too much, but it shouldn't be closed. It should be sharing, giving, being open, being connected. And when Jupiter is entering into Sagittarius, it's about having the wisdom of the heart. I wrote about this. You can read more about the transit on my site, alexander.com, on my blog. But again, it's about having that wisdom in the heart, really following your heart's desires, if you will. Because Sagittarius can be like, the symbol of Sagittarius is the archer. He shoots the arrow and then he chases after the arrow and he finds everything in between. So it's kind of, this is what's going on. Now, when we're following our heart's desires, it's in the same way. We get lost, we get distracted, and then we say, oh, what was it in the first place? So it's really about getting centered with the wisdom in the heart and having a good, strong connection with it, so that we know what it is that we want to do. We don't want to repeat, because Jupiter also has this energy of repeating things. So it's really nice and powerful to really know what it is, the wisdom that's in your heart, and to balance it, because we don't want to have too much enthusiasm. What happens if you have too much enthusiasm? You burn out. It's like a firework. If you don't have enough enthusiasm, you don't even get started. So it's again about having this perfect balance between the two, and that's part of that energy that Jupiter and Sagittarius is going to present for all of us. Now, this is going to affect everybody's chart, everybody's lives, everybody's reality individually. So get with your local astrologer, get with whoever you work with, see where Jupiter's transiting in your chart, figure out what is your plan, what is it that you need to work on, and it'll be really important. I'm also offering consultations to see what's going on, because some of the things that I wrote about also in my article is that a degraded aspect, well, let me put it this way actually. When there are major transits, then everybody but everybody feels it, even if you don't believe in astrology, if there's such a thing, or you don't accept astrology. And we get sucked into behaving in a certain way. It's all about trends. Trends of our lives, trends of mankind, trends of all that stuff. So some of the major trends that could occur amongst all the peoples, having a careless heart, right? So that's just not really being authentic with your heart. Again, not being centered with your wisdom. Giving too much. Not receiving enough, right? Another trend could be having an exaggerated point of view, right? So the perception, which is very much connected to Sagittarius, it can be philosophical, it could be religious, if you will. These things can become more exaggerated, and I hope that we can balance this out, because we've already seen a lot of this. A lot of opinions are coming out, getting stronger. They're reinforced in Scorpio, so I hope it doesn't get out of control, but rather to expand, become more open-minded, to accept, to have respect for other points of view, and to not take other points of views down, right? Also, very interesting, because with Jupiter entering into Sagittarius, it's also going to help kind of push things along in the religion or philosophical department. Anything, even astrological or spiritual circles, like all of this stuff, it's going to get kind of a push. It's going to get hey, there's some new energy that needs to come in. This is what we've learned. This is what Jupiter has learned since it's gone through the zodiac. And now it's bringing it home and saying, this is what's out there and this is what we need to change. So there's like a big growth, a big expansion going on there, which is really exciting because we really need it right now. So again, read the article. We don't want to take things for granted, because what ends up happening is that then we lose them, so that we can take things so that we no longer take things for granted. Also, one of the questions that we can ask ourselves is, what are you testing? What are you trying out? Look at how it's working for you, how it's not working, what needs to be adjusted a little bit, taking measurements. A very good question is, how is what you've created in the past affecting you now? We want to think about this going forward. And of course, we want to be aware of our blood circulation. Sagittarius rules over the hips and the thighs. And there's all kinds of things we can do to get through it. The transit, I really hope it's a nice one for us all, and that we're growing and expanding, and that we can really help Jupiter to refresh our own Jupiters inside of us, our heart chakra, our hearts, our heart of hearts, our wisdom, so that we can send it off throughout the zodiac again. Again, if you need any help, please visit my site, rxander.com. Happy to have a sit down, or we can do it online. And until next time, please be sure to subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates. Okay, thank you guys. Bye-bye. If you want to know a good way to get through any kind of transit, really, it's to use the plants that are connected to the archetypes. So if we're using chakra 4, if you just dab a little bit on your chest, and then you spray the Sagittarius star spray in your space, it creates this like amazing combination, because Jupiter is the 4th chakra, and it's transiting through the space of Sagittarius. So let me show you guys how this actually works. So I have the chakra 4 oil here, right? And so it's really just kind of easy. It smells really good. And you just put a drop in on your palm of your hands, rub it, and you can just smell it, and you can also just, rub it on, no problem. You'll hear it on the mic. And then take the Sagittarius spray, shake it up, take off the cap, spray it, get under it. There it is. Then you're like Jupiter transiting through Sagittarius.